Happening around town, the Fort Findlay Playhouse second stage production of The Diary of Anne Frank is coming up, and members of the cast are with us this morning, Brenna Rosengarten and George Rustemeyer, and thank you both for taking the time this morning. We appreciate it. This is an interesting show. I have to admit, I know this is a well-known play. I have never seen it, actually. So talk a little bit about what this story encompasses. I mean, where does this pick up in the story, and, you know, how far does this go? I mean, kind of lay this out for us here. It's a well-known story, but.
So it starts, our play starts in the very beginning when they first go into hiding.
Okay.
And it kind of follows Anne Frank, who's a Jewish girl during the Holocaust,
right,
and the people who she was in hiding with.
Mm-hmm.
And it kind of ebbs and flows and gives bits and pieces and all of that into their daily lives, and then also up until their time where they were unfortunately found from their hiding place, the annex. So yeah, it starts from when they get into hiding and then into. So
this goes the entire story that we're familiar with, beginning to end, as it were. What is interesting about Anne Frank's story is that, and you know, part of this is because of her age at the time. She's a young teenager, going through all of the teenager kind of things in a most unusual and unfortunate situation, to say the least. But it is not all surrounding the tragedy and the horror that is unfolding around her. There are an awful lot of very human and even funny moments during the course of her time in hiding and her family's time in hiding.
Yes.
Well, it's unfortunate for Anne being a teenager, and Peter and Margot, Anne's sister, being teenagers stuck with a bunch of adults in a cramped space for 2 years. So yeah, there definitely is some fun interactions, and Anne is a joyful person.
Yes.
So she definitely brings some humor to the situation, regardless of the severity of it.
Mm-hmm.
That being said, this is really difficult subject matter. How challenging is that to present that in a way that, I mean, at the end of the day, you know, the point of any play, any musical, any stage production is to entertain the audience, but not losing sight of the fact that this is such a tragedy and such tragic material.
Yeah, and I think what I found is trying to separate like the heavy material from the part that's so joyful, and really making those joyful moments be truly like expressed, rather than that fear that is constantly looming. Like, I know my character goes into it a lot about like the fear behind it, but then she's also just a teenager. So it's really interesting trying to navigate that. And I think that's what's so important, is separating those two. When
you decided to take on this subject matter and this play, I mean, obviously, you know, that's a big undertaking and a big ask, and you know, how much apprehension, how much excitement to really get into such a meaty production in that way.
Well, being 64 years old, I became familiar with the story back when I was her age, basically. So
yeah.
I've got memories of that. I've got memories of learning about the Holocaust. And I think what's important about the way we're telling it is that these are real people. Anybody could have been caught up in the situation. And they're extraordinary at times, but they're like anybody else most of the time. And I think that's what grounds me personally.
Yeah.
My character joined them about 5-6 months into when they first went into hiding. So that there's that dynamic, and I'm separated from a woman I love who was not a Jew. So that's what's in my mind during the whole show. So hopefully kind of carries forward in the way we present it.
You use the word there. This is important. I mean, this is an important work, and again, that also not lost on you as you're putting this together. That this is important, an important story to preserve.
Yes, and I think with that, like specifically when I found out, because I found out a long time, like January, I think it was. And when I found out, it was like, I obviously so excited and just it's so emotionally fulfilling to have a role that is so like complex and also have a show with like the amazing cast and crew that we have. So it's very exciting for me, but I was also so nervous because it's such an important show that it's like, it's so much pressure to almost do it like the justice that it deserves. And
absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah.
And you always want to do that. We talk about this a lot of times when you're doing familiar shows, especially things that, people have seen movies. I mean, if you're doing The Music Man or The Sound of Music, whatever it might happen to be, you people are familiar with the story and you want to do that justice and all of that. But here it becomes even more so and more important. So the Diary of Anne Frank, give us all of the details on the show itself.
Okay, it's directed by Seth Commissione. This is his first time directing.
Wow. Nothing like jumping in with both feet.
Yeah.
But he's more than up to the challenge. He's acted in many shows at the Playhouse. He knows what he's doing. And I think bringing the level of seriousness, but also giving us, making it comfortable for us.
Yeah, he's phenomenal, truly.
He's being mentored by Jordan Gottschalk, who is also the producer of the show. And if you have time, I'll tell you who's in it.
Okay, absolutely. Again, these are the second stage productions are generally smaller cast. I mean, it's a small, tight-knit cast here.
So we have a total of 11 people involved. There's ourselves, and then playing Otto Frank is Trevor Cowles. Playing Mrs. Frank, as we pronounce it in the show, is Carrie Troutman. Margot Frank is being played by Rachel Cunningham. The Von Dons, who are the other family that are with us, there's Matt Kettner as Mr. Von Don, Betsy Herman as Mrs. Von Don, Cameron Levi as Peter Von Don, and then we have Allison Cunningham playing Meep, who is one of the Dutch people helping the people in hiding, and Dominic Merrows playing Mr. Crawler and a Nazi. And then we have Seth Ebanks coming in late playing a Nazi as well.
And you open when?
We open the 27th of August. We're running 4 days, but we'll have 5 performances. Thursday and Friday is 8 p.m. performances. Saturday we have a 3 p.m. and 8 p.m. and Sunday the 30th is a 3 p.m. performance. Yes. And you can get tickets at FortFinleyPlayhouse.org right now, and I'll be answering the phone from 11 a.m. to 3 p.m. today at 567-525-3636, and we'll be there in person from noon to 3 p.m. at the Playhouse, 300 West Sandusky Street.
Great place to see a show, especially a show like this, really intimate setting for The Diary of Anne Frank. Later this month at the Fort Finley Playhouse. And again, Brenna Rosengarten and George Rustemeyer, thanks very much for being with us this morning. We appreciate it.
Thank you. Thank you.
And that